Welcome and thank you for joining the Guyana National Bureau of Standards on today's live. I am sure at this time, many of us are between shopping and decorating as we have the jolly time this Christmas holidays. Today, we are coming to you live from Innovation America, which is on North Road, Georgetown, a place known for a variety of electrical equipment and fittings and other lovely household items. I am Lloyd David, Head of Corporate Communications at the Guyana National Bureau of Standards, and I thank you for joining this gaffe. Joining me today is Mr. Quincy Troyer, who is a Senior Inspector of the Guyana National Bureau of Standards in its Product Compliance Department, and Mr. Keon Howard, owner of Guyana Electric. He's a certified electrical contractor. I will be talking with these gentlemen who are very knowledgeable in what we will be discussing today. We'll be discussing standards and electrical. Specifically, we'll be talking about purchase, installation, and use of electrical fittings, including those colorful decorative lights you're about to install on your premises for the holidays. And yes, most of us are aware that we need to be cautious and knowledgeable to avoid electrocution, damages, and fires, especially during this time of the year. However, many times we forget to do the right thing, and that's why the GMBS is here to remind you as viewers, as consumers, what you should do to be safe. Yes, first of all, I'll be speaking with Mr. Quincy Troyer, who is a Senior Inspector at the Guyana National Bureau of Standards. He has a wealth of experience monitoring the quality of products that are monitored by the Guyana National Bureau of Standards. These products include electrical equipment and fittings, so he is the ideal person to have this conversation with. So I invite you, Troyer. So how are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you.
You're very fine, thank you. How's the season going for you?
Personally, the season has been very fulfilling and welcoming for me. As it relates to work, it has been very hectic because we are in the time of the year where stakeholders are doing a lot of importation. So the inspector will have to be out there doing a lot of monitoring and inspection currently. So it has been quite, hectic thus far.
I'm glad that you mentioned that. In terms of the monitoring of electrical fittings and equipment, how do you monitor the equipment? Tell me about the standards, the work of the inspector, and all of that. Because we want the consumers to understand that we go above and beyond to ensure that they receive quality. So tell us about that process.
Okay, so as it relates to electrical fittings and equipment, we have 32 standards available currently. Those standards are being used for the monitoring of these products. The monitoring, to say, it's been done by the port of entry or local market surveillance, whereby we go around to ensure that these products are for sale complies with requirements of the national standard.
And you mentioned that there are 31 national standards that the GMBS monitor against.
Yes, 31 national standards.
All right, if we could be a little more specific, could you mention some of these items that consumer actually buy that we monitor? Could you mention?
Okay, so items like the decorative lighting that we commonly call the fairy lights, receptacles, plugs, drop cords, all these electrical items, we have standards available for them.
Yes, and I'm certain the GMBS is doing its part to ensure that we maintain quality and consumer protection. But I want to ask you this question. I must ask this question. When you monitor these items, what happens with them? Say, for example, if you find defective ones, what do you do? What is the process?
Okay, so in our monitoring process, whilst conducting that examination, if we found that items are not in compliance with requirements of the national standard, we'll inform the stakeholder that these items they are not in compliance with the requirements of the national standard, and we'll inform them to have a test certificate for them. So we will give them a grace period to acquire that test certificate for these items, to attest or to prove that these items are of quality.
And if the importer or the dealer cannot prove that these products are of quality or they continue to be substandard, what action do you take as a GMBS?
Okay, so after that grace period would have expired, we do follow-up action to ensure that they would have meet the requirements. If they haven't met the requirement, we will seize that product, right, and we will confiscate it.
Okay, so you confiscate the item. Do you any destruction or anything of the sort?
Yes, we destroy all those items. We do not want these products to enter into the market because it can be
Unsafe.
unsafe. Right?
Yes, it can be
Overuse
very
of a better term,
unsafe.
right? Unsafe for consumer.
Yes, so you see the GNBS, the Guyana National Bureau of Standards, that is doing its work in-house. Our inspectors are working round the clock to monitor the quality of electrical fittings and equipment and 16 other items on the local market. Because we want to ensure quality, we want to ensure consumers are protected. And when we have happy and safe consumers, we at the GMBS, we are extremely happy about that. So as you do your shopping during the holiday, you can rely on Troya and his team. You know, they are doing their bit. Of course, you as a consumer, you have your role to play. You need to be vigilant. You need to be informed regarding the products that you are monitoring. And in a bit, I'll ask Keon to join me as the Keon Award. He's a certified electrician, and he will join me to tell you, the listeners, about what exactly you need to look for, what you need to pay attention to when you're going to, first of all, buy, when you're going to install these items on your property. So, Troya, let's have a conversation with Keon Fellow. Yeah, so I have with me now Mr. Keon Howard. He's a certified electrician. He's been in the business for quite a number of years, but I allow him to introduce himself a little more going down. But before, I must ask you the question that I asked Mr. Troya. How's the season going for you?
Well, thanks for having me, Lloyd. Thanks GNBS for doing this collaboration, Guyana Electric. The season has been very busy for us, Guyana Electric. I know there's so much work to be done at home and I'm getting in trouble, but consumers, like they say, customer come first, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Yes, I like the mentality. I like the spirit of your company where you put the customer first.
Yeah.
We at the GMBS, we do the same, you know. We want to ensure that the customer is satisfied.
Yeah.
That's why we're actually having this live today.
Yeah.
So Keon, it's very nice that you took the time to join us here at this live to talk about the use and installation of electrical fittings and equipment and also fairy lights. So I won't delay the process anymore. You jump into it. Tell our viewers, our consumers, all they need to know about when they're installing these lights this holiday season. I know many of them, they're putting up those lovely lights. They want to do the plugs. I don't know. You tell them, Keon. Go take it.
Thanks, Lloyd. So first of all, I would say I'm very passionate when it comes to safety. Hence, our company is OSHA certified. There's times we have loopholes at our company, but one of the big things, the things that I'm passionate about is people's safety concern. I always say to my guys, you come to work, you want to go home back to your sister, you want your workmate to go back home to their mom. That's one of the reasons why we're having this live today. So this live here, I would love to share some of the safety content, some of the things that you should be looking for when purchasing a Christmas lights. For example, if I can jump back, Mr. Troya had mentioned about the 21 standard. I am happy that I was the 31 standards, yes. Electrical standard.
Yes.
I am happy that I was part of that setting that standard. Hence my passion for bringing these videos up for you. Right? I don't know. You want me to dive right into it?
Yes, yes. I know we have some viewers who probably don't know. What can they tell me about installing my electrical equipment and fitting? So do your turn.
So my first advice to you would be, when going to the store, make sure you're looking for signs. What are the signs? Most electrical appliances carry certification marks, right? The most commonly used one is UL. Now, I'm just going to step away from the screen for a little bit. So in my hands here, I have a box. This is a box of Christmas jumbo built. This is for lawns, right? Now this box is saying indoor and outdoor. That is very important, right? Now you don't want to take an indoor light and put it outdoor. Now you're going to ask, what is going to happen? Why? The indoor light is cheaper. The indoor light, it's rated for indoor. There's no water protection. There's no, like in Guyana we have dew, right? So you don't want to put an indoor light outside. right? Because that water is going to seep in the Christmas lights, it's going to seep in, you're going to go into bed, your lights on, and then you might be calling the fire truck, right? So, for example, this light have indoor, outdoor. I would recommend you could use this light outdoor because it have the sign. It also have the UL. This is the certification mark that most lights have. That is something very important you have to look for, right?
I'm actually glad that you mentioned this certification mark because Troy would agree with me here. You know, it's indeed it's very important that you look for the certification mark because what the certification mark tells you is actually that item was tested in the country of origin by a laboratory meeting the requirements of a particular standard. And you know, you can have confidence that, you know what, it will not go bad in you, it will not become defective easily or cause damage. So certainly, I'm glad that you brought out that key part with the
Great,
light.
Lloyd. Yeah. Also, if you look, for example, at your extension cord. Now, you know, some of us have trees in front of our yard. We might want to get some power to that tree. You could use an extension cord. I would recommend, at that time, call a licensed electrical contractor, right? I am one of those persons, but there's tons of us. The Guyana Electrical Inspectorate Office, they have a booklet with licensed electrical contractors. You can call any one of us, and that person would advise you how to get that light powered across the street, across the trench safely, right? Here we go again. Now this is, all of us know, commonly used, the power bar. Most of us have this in our office.
Power strip.
The power, yeah. So this strip is rated, I think, for 5, right? Me personally, I wouldn't want to put 5 on it. I would not advise anyone to overload. We know what happened. You can go to our page, Guyana Electric page, and we have shown you pictures what can happen. We showed you videos what can happen when you overrate this. This power bar is rated for 15 amps, right? 15 amps is not the voltage. We know the voltage is 110 that GPL distribute to us. The amps is what your breaker can handle, that this can handle. Now you're going to put, let's say, 5 Christmas lights on this here. The Christmas lights adding up might go to about 20 amps. 20 amps is already over 15 amps, and that is a cause of a fire.
Put in a fan too.
Yeah, and that's a cause of a fire, right?
Yes, definitely. And we need to be very careful with things like that. We don't want to do that. We don't want fires. We don't want damages. We don't want electrocution this year, certainly.
Finally, but not least, here is the short. This here is about 3 feet. This is rated for three appliances, 3 fans, 3 Christmas lights. This is rated for 20 amps, right? Now you might ask, man, I could just go buy 2 black and red wire and make an extension cord. No, don't do that. Get the proper equipment, get the proper cord to do the job. Thanks.
Yes. So Keon, you shared quite a bit of information here for our viewers on Facebook Live. If you have just joined us, we are about to prepare to wrap up this program, and we're talking about the installation and use of electrical items, particularly fairy lights, and how you use your cord, how you use your plugs, and all these different electrical products. We are doing this because we want to ensure that you are safe. This season, you know, there's no hazard, there's no danger happening, and you have a holly jolly Christmas. So that's why the GMB has found it necessary to speak to Keon, a certified electrician, to talk to you about your installation and what you should be, the do's and don'ts, and what you need to be careful about. Earlier we spoke with Troy, who told us about the standards and the monitoring aspect as it relates to electrical equipment and fittings, including fairy lights. And certainly we want to commend these gentlemen for the work they're doing to protect you, the consumers. But before we take a final word from Troy, I must ask you for a final word. Yeah. A final shout out, a final tip for our viewers regarding what you have spoken about here today.
Oh, thanks, Lloyd. So, final shout out, be safe, be careful. Guyana Electric, we pride ourselves really with safety. As I mentioned, we're OSHA certified. Please call a licensed electrical contractor to do all your electrical work. If you're looking for a reliable, safe, insured, licensed electrical contractor, you don't go no far. Check Guyana Electrical. We're also consultant firm. Thanks.
Yes, thanks much, Keon. He did a little promotion there, but that's okay. That's what the Guyana National Bureau Standards is about. As long as you're doing good work, we want to recognize you. We want to commend you for what you have been doing. So good job, Keon.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining. Yes, so Troy, thank you very much for joining us again. We heard a lot from Keon regarding the use of certain items and so electrical items that is and so on. I know you shared a bit regarding the work of the GMBS in monitoring. But certainly we can't just let you go without giving a final shout out to our viewers, saying to them, what exactly, a final tip that will offer guidance to them during this season. So take it away.
Okay, thank you for having me again. I just want to encourage you guys to be aware of the product that you are buying, right? Ensure that you have a proof of purchase, that's your receipt, right? Check the label of those products that you are buying, ensure it carries a certification mark, like Mr. Howard would have mentioned. Certification mark attests to the quality of the product, right? Which gives you, the consumer, safe for use and also value for money. So we know we are in the busy season. We wanna get our stuff, right? But just be conscious and be aware of the products you are buying and ensure that it's safe, right? So season greetings and have a happy holiday.
Season's greetings to you, Troy. Thank you very much for being a part of this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
So viewers, I want to thank you very much for tuning in to our December Facebook Live. It has certainly been a good time here with you as we invited Quincy Troyer, who's a senior inspector at the GNBS, and also our certified electrician, Keon Howard from Guyana Electric. We have brought this live from Innovation America right here on North Road. We use this venue because it's an ideal space where we can showcase all that you want to buy for Christmas. So on behalf of the Guyana National Bureau Standards, it is my task to say thank you very much for tuning in to this live. I do hope that the information that you heard today you can put into practice, because we want to ensure that you do Christmas the safe way, and of course the jolly way too. So thank you very much for joining us and have a wonderful season. Merry Christmas.